Hello and welcome back. Thank you for joining me again on my learning block. Today, we're focusing on fractions, but what we're really going to focus on is subtracting them. So how do you subtract fractions? Well, I'm getting beside of myself, in front of myself, to the left of myself, to the right of myself. Fractions, what are they? Well, you've been here before, or if you haven't been here before, now you'll get the chance to know. Come closer. Okay, what fractions are representations of equal parts of a whole. Yes, they are. All right, fractions are representations of equal parts of a whole. It's taking something that's a whole and breaking it up into parts that are equal. Excuse me. All right, so for instance, in this image right here, we have 4 parts. So this fraction, this rectangle is broken up into fourths. Okay. Now that's very important to understand for your child. Your child really needs to understand the fact that fractions are broken up into equal groups. It's not fractions if the parts aren't equal, right? And so in order to subtract fractions, and I forgot to tell you, if I didn't tell you already, we're working on fractions that have the same denominator, common denominator. All right, so with subtracting fractions, and like I just said, you need to focus on your denominator, which is the number below the fraction bar, which shows the number of parts. Now, this is very important in this instance because if the denominator is the same, then the only number that's going to change is the numerator, which is the number written above the fraction bar, and it declares the number of parts determined. So it tells you the number of parts out of the whole. All right, the number of parts out of the equal group of parts. So for instance, when we're subtracting fractions that have the same denominator, we have the number 3/4 and 1/4. Let's say your child was able to get 3/4 of the pizza, then out of their 3/4 they wanted to give somebody else a fourth, 1/4 of it. That's a type of sentence. And yes, please use pizzas, pies, anything that you can to kind of help your child really understand this concept. It does work. Manipulatives help a lot. I have a list of them. Go check them out. The resources. If not, follow along here. I got you. All right, so right here, you want your child to start off with illustrating the first fraction. All right, and the way they can tell the first fraction right now, because we're not working with negative numbers yet, is they want to find the larger of the two fractions. So I have 3/4, and allow them to go ahead and say, show me 3/4. And so they'll go, all right, show you 3/4. I have 1, 2, 3. All right, and so they've shown you 3/4 in red, okay, in one color. Now, then you want to switch colors. Say, go ahead and switch your color, and this time I'm gonna switch it to black. And you want to say, I want you to take away 1/4 out of the 3/4, and tell me how many fourths you have left. So in black, and I'll circle it so you can see it, they're going to take back 1/4. And once they do that, they're left with 1, 2. 2 out of 4 are red. This one's no longer red, it's black. So 2 out of 4 are red. Therefore, 3 out of 4 minus 1 out of 4 equals 2 out of 4. Notice the denominator stays the same each time. And really what you're getting is 3 minus 1 equals 2. All right, so that's how you want to teach your child to understand how to subtract fractions. Once they get that concept, it'll be more manageable for them to work out problems such as these. And the first one, you have 2/3 minus 1/3, and give your child a chance. They can draw a picture. I'm gonna draw a circle. I hope it comes out nice. That's not too bad. All right, and I'm gonna start with the larger number. Look for the larger numerator because again, we're not working with negative integers. So I'm going to color 2/3, 2 out of 3, And then out of that, they're not gonna, this isn't adding fractions. They're not gonna add one more. They're gonna take one away. So out of that 2/3, you're gonna tell them now color 1/3 red. All right, or another color. And so this time I'm gonna color this one red. And then while looking at the picture, the illustration, you say, well, how many are still black? And they'll say, well, 1 out of 3 is still black. Therefore, 2/3 minus 1/3 equals 1/3. All right, for the next one, I'm breaking it up into fifths. Good luck with this one. I'm sorry if it's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as close as I can get to equal parts. All right, so breaking it up into fifths, I'm gonna start off with 4/5. All right, so I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 out of 5 are colored red. And then from that 4 out of 5 that are colored red, I'm gonna take 3 out of 5 and I'm gonna color black, a different color, working with the black and red here. So 1, 2, 3. Now remember, we're not worrying about this one. We're only worrying about the original 4/5 because we're taking the first number, the 4/5, and we're breaking that apart into 3/5. And then at the end, we're gonna find out how many reds are left. And as you see, 1 out of 5 are still red. This one's white, these 3 are black. So 4/5 minus 3/5 equals 1/5. Notice the denominator stayed the same. It was really 4 minus 3. All right. Thank you again for joining me on my learning block. Go check out some of the resources for additional help with your child. Thank you again for joining me. I'll see you next time and keep learning.